Sojourn Galleria family, church family, happy Friday to you. I wanted to get something to you before the weekend hit, as the work week closes down, certainly before Sunday, just to kind of let you know in this week of slow reemergence in Texas, business-wise and even church-wise, what we're thinking, give you some clear direction, as clear as we can. I've been on Zoom calls with all sorts of people, pastors from around Houston, Acts 29 pastors, certainly Sojourn Houston pastors, and gained some collective wisdom and heard about what other folks are doing. And we are listening to that, and also, of course, taking into account our own context, our own situation, which every single pastor is, of course, doing. And so let me just say a few things as clearly as I can, as briefly as I can to you as we go into the weekend and for Sunday. And then every week we're going to plan on coming to you on Friday with a short 5-minute video and just kind of giving you direction as to, because things change week to week, right? Hopefully things are changing week to week as we climb out of this thing. So the first thing I want to say is, just because of our situation in part, but also because of prudence, we want to emerge. I'm just going to use the phrase, we want to emerge as we entered. We entered COVID as a church, really paring down to groups of 10 or fewer in homes, and then we pared that down into greater isolation. And now we want to crawl out in the same way. We're going to, this Sunday, open it up to, we just want to say to you here and now, we want you to feel free to meet in parishes, or if in homes, other homes, as a parish, or even, with folks outside of your parish in the church, to worship together with the things that we provide for you this Sunday. Some of your parish leaders still maybe won't be comfortable with having anyone into their home for a variety of reasons. Somebody could fall ill, a leader could fall ill, or someone that has been willing to open their home up. All those things are fine. We want to lead with grace. There's got to be lots of grace. Everyone's going to be in a different place, although there is some consensus, right? We want to lead with love. We don't want to push anything down anyone's throat, but there are also folks that want to begin to gather again together, and we want to make that opportunity officially available through our church structure, which is really through families, through homes, and we are a family, but to meet just in smaller cells in that way. If you've got a parish of 40 people, probably don't all go, although everyone in your parish won't come, so maybe it'll be perfect, maybe it'll be 15 of you, but groups of 10 to 15, and we're going to let you work that out as you will, and then week to week we'll try to improve that. But this way, as compared to going back all together, for instance, to worship in a building, it fits our mission better. We are a family on mission, and so it keeps us in the pockets of our communities that God's placed us in. It keeps us close to our neighbors. It even makes it easier for us to invite the neighbors that we've been, I won't use the word rubbing shoulders with, although that's been happening too with some of us, but that we've been sharing more life with as we've slowed down and been much more local, which is what we want to be as a church. So it fits our mission better, and I would encourage you, invite another family, or another set of neighbors, invite a few folks from your parish, and figure out how to do that so that everyone that wants to worship together can do that in a home. But it fits our mission. It also fits our ecclesiology, our theology of the church and who we are better. Because again, we believe that we're a family, and the church isn't a building. It's a people. It's you. It's us. And so that being the case, it's okay that we aren't rushing back to a building, because that doesn't mean that we aren't having church. You don't have church, you are the church. And so this is just a reminder of that, a continued expression of that. It also, I think most obviously, it fits our situation. It doesn't just fit our mission, our ecclesiology. It fits our situation. And then what's our situation? We don't have a building right now. God is eliminating possibilities for us at this present moment. So other churches are saying, okay, should we stay in cells? Should we be meeting in homes? Should we go all back together? Second Baptist down the road is going back on Mother's Day all together to the sanctuary. They have the space to be able to do that. But we don't right now. We aren't going back to Briar Grove, almost certainly. Our contract is up really soon anyway, and it's not open. HISD, I've been in communication with Wisdom, Lee High School, formerly Lee High School, now Wisdom on Hillcroft, which is where we are maybe headed. They're not going to open probably until July to us at the earliest, and there's no firmness there. And so right now, we also don't have, we have some leads on some other buildings, and I'm working on that with a few other people that are helping me, and I've got conversations that are going to happen or are happening with folks. I'm looking at congregations with older folks in them that can't maintain their properties that are in the area. Maybe we could merge, maybe we could use those buildings, rent those buildings, be given those buildings, raise the funds for those buildings, who knows. So that's all very much in the works right now, but currently, for the next few weeks at least, I think it's both prudent and it's the option that God's put in our laps, that we're just going to be doing cell church. And that's, again, as I've said in other talks, cell church is really kind of what we want to press things down into anyway during normal times, and it's what we want to see more of, and it's what we see when the church is really growing right now, where it's growing in the global south and around the globe. It's doing that in cell churches, and churches being planted in that way as well. And that's the way it's really grown like wildfire throughout history. It's the way that it grew in the book of Acts, which I'll get back to preaching through pretty soon. You're probably hearing all sorts of stuff behind me that somebody's having it out with her dog. And you know, another reason I'm excited is not just that does it give us God eliminated choices, but it's a God. There's a God's. I'm excited that we don't have a building. I think it's a good thing. Fewer choices, but also it'll give us a God story. I'm excited to see what He does. We're knocking on various doors, and we'll just see. He's going to take us to a place where we can congregate all together in due time and worship. And I'm excited about that day and that place, remembering that it's not about the place, it's about the people. But that's going to be a fun story, and there are already some things in the works that if they work out, it's going to be really, really cool. Don't worry, nothing's firm. Don't get too excited yet, but just keep praying for that. So in His place, in His time, it's going to be a God story. I'm excited about that. Again, it reminds us that the church isn't a building, and I just think it's better this way. When you start to really think about the brass tacks of getting back together, let's say we have a building, you all get together, and you have to stagger services, you have to offer more services, more gatherings, because you have to be spaced out, and so there are fewer of us all together, and then those of us that are together are spaced out, and some of us have masks on, and whether or not we take temperatures, that's recommended, and I'm glad to do that, but honestly, they don't do that anywhere else, HEB, yada yada. We want to do what's prudent, we want to do what's safe. We're listening to you guys as you send in poll information. That will be very much informative of our decisions moving forward. We're still processing that stuff, so fill that poll out and send it our way. But if you just think about that doesn't really feel, it kind of feels antiseptic and unfriendly and not like a family coming together, enjoy to worship, people spaced out, versus it kind of feels like, and I hate saying this because some people are going to do it, it's going to be what we have available right now, but it kind of feels like if you read C.S. Lewis's Great Divorce, the way that he starts out the book and describes hell with people just moving farther and far apart from each other, it kind of in my mind feels like that. But all that to say, if I think of people prudently who want to, starting to gather in homes again to worship God together again with the components and the liturgy and the sermon and the song that we're giving you, that we're recording for you, as God binds us together by His Spirit as one body. When I think about that stuff happening in homes, cell church as it is, around our neighbors, on our streets, on our blocks, beginning to gather again together under a roof of a home, it just feels warmer to me. It feels more appropriate to me. It feels like we're re-emerging the way that we came into this thing, which kind of there's a sort of a mirror parallelism to that, which I don't know if it's because I'm a Hebrew guy or what, but there's a Hebrew literary device that does the same thing. Sorry, let's keep moving. It seems to me not only more prudent, maybe more elegant, but more fitting and warmer. So that's the other thing. And the last thing is just that we have some different options, again, down to brass tacks for you. On Sunday, as you meet, a few of you together in a home, or just your family, or just you in a home, gathering, joining together with us through video. So there's going to be a one-click turnkey, as there has been, video. Thanks largely to Justin for doing that, and Peter's been working hard, and Merrill, and those of you that have sent in testimonies and all sorts of cool stuff. So thank you. It's really a collaborative effort, and Dodds is preaching this week, and it's going to be sweet, as sweet as it can be. So that's a one-click thing. A lot of you say we like that. It's easy. But there's also, that's for adults. We also have a one-click thing for the kids this week. Thanks to Justin for putting that together, and Whitney as well. So that's for the kids, you can start to finish set them in front of the laptop and have them go through the whole thing with them, and that'd probably be more of an option, more of an appealing option if you're gathering together a few families under one roof, and you can have the kids all do that while you're as adults doing your thing in the next room on a TV or computer. You also, my family's been doing sort of a mixture of that, where we've all worshiped together with the regular adult worship time, and then when the sermon comes on, we'll put something that Whitney's created on for the kids or something like that. So you can mix and match, but there's an adult button to click, there's a turnkey, there's a kid button to click that's turnkey, and then we're also going to we should have a home liturgy available just to click on and print out, or just look on your laptop if you want to take it to the streets. If it'd be easier that way to take the paper or the laptop out to the streets, and there's the worship liturgy just laid out for you, and you can walk through it with those that are outdoors. You can distance better, you can invite neighbors, in your house. You can also, if you're outside, they're more likely to listen or to come sit in your front lawn. I know as I'm describing this, I'm already seeing Austin Baker doing this, and so you can do that, and then you can take the sermon text and read it and expound on it and listen to the sermon ahead of time, or in the future I might give some sermon notes or a short 5-10 minute video on that to kind of break it down if you want help with that, so that you can actually, you are a priest, you're a kingdom of priests, right? You can be the priest to take God through his proclaimed word to your neighbors, to a lost world, and hold him up as the crucified and risen and reigning Messiah to them through his proclaimed word and through his gospel. And so that's beautiful. It's beautiful to think, again, to push this down, to think about you guys really taking on the mantle more and more with the part of the world that God's put you in, of being a kingdom of priests and being the church. And so that's honestly one of the things that excites me most about not rushing back to a building, is that we still have to figure out how to best reach those that God's put us around as we slowly reemerge together. In the future, we'll have different options based on partly on your results as you fill out the poll, and might give you various components of the liturgy, so that again you can take it to the streets and proclaim the gospel to a watching world. So love you guys. That's all I got. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so long-winded. It's 12 minutes, but God bless you, and we will hopefully see you very soon. Love.